Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to Night Talk. So go ahead, grab a glass of wine or whatever you are having on this Friday. It is June the 20th in the year of 2025. Shout out to the mob, all my other bears. I call the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears. So I've got my Gatorade. Right here as I give you just a couple of moments to come on in. I see like maybe a couple of folks. I don't know if people are getting their notifications. Yeah. But until I see maybe at least 5 people, I won't quite start because if I don't wait for at least a handful of people to come in, then the setup for what I'm going to talk about tonight, I may have to repeat it. And I don't want to be on beyond, midnight because I'm starting rather late. So there we go. We got a handful of people in here. Yes, we do. Let's just check out. I see my moderators, 1 and 2. I've got Baby Juju and Vicky Black. And yes, you can email me right now at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com. And yes, I did take a full day and a half just to, what did I say? Disconnect. But now I'm back, reconnected, and we're going to do something just a little bit different tonight for Analyze This Mess. I don't know how it's going to go because this is live and I didn't have a whole lot of time to, prepare for this. I mean, it's live, so some things I prepare for or give a little bit more thought to. I did think about it long enough, though, to listen to a clip from a video tonight. So let me just tell you what I mean by that. Yes, I've got my Gatorade right here. Power up with my Gatorade. Well, tonight's D is for dumbfounded. Yes, I could only think of that word to describe what I think I observed in a conversation on a panel. All right. So let me just set this up. Again, this is fair use commentary. Everything I say, this is my opinion. Plus, I did push this through. I'm going to say push this through a portion of it through AI to assist me in analyzing this mess. Okay. So tonight's D is for dumbfounded because that's exactly what I was listening to this half-cooked soft shoe. I don't know what's happening. Routine from AT2 on Maggie the Black Owl's Live. This wasn't concerned. Again, this is my opinion. This wasn't confusion. No. This was a man. Again, this is my opinion, my observation, along with AI, who may have been fishing for intel while pretending not to recognize the storm he's standing in. And if I sound skeptical, it's because I've got the receipts to back it up. right, so let's just get into this, can we? You saw a few things that flashed across the screen. Okay, so I'm only going to take about 10 minutes of a video clip that I listened to. That I did. I said, okay, yeah, let me just listen closely and see what this is about. Okay. I didn't listen to the entire video, but I listened to enough to at least take a pause and say, no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know. I just felt a little skepticism. Now, just because I say that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't come along with a receipt to say, well, no, I've got a receipt. So I'll show you that, yeah, what I received in the email was exactly like that from YouTube. So let me just show you. This is an old receipt that I received when, let's just make it, let's do this so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, let's make it a little bigger so you can see. Okay, this was some time ago when Danny Montana's memberships were paused. Okay, if you're a member of someone's channel and their channel either is, they lose their membership or for whatever reason, the channel goes down. I've experienced this, but I bring this one up because I was the recipient, and this is an actual receipt that I can refer to. When you're a member of someone's channel, what you will receive from YouTube is an email, and it will clearly state the channel name. As you can see in the upper left hand corner, it says Danny Montana memberships are paused, and it comes from YouTube, and it will say to the member, in this case it said to me, hi Teddy, the channel memberships feature on Danny Montana has been paused. So your membership has been paused. We'll let you know when it starts up again and you resume your recurring payments. If you like, you can cancel this membership from the purchases page on a computer or Android device, or request a refund of your last month's payments at that time. Thank you, YouTube. I thought, let me start with a receipt. All right. So we have something that if someone, if anyone wants to dispute it, I didn't make this up. If you're a member of someone's channel and this happens to you, this is what you're likely to receive. YouTube has, they have hundreds of thousands of channels, memberships. And so it's a template that they use for each member. Do they customize each letter? I don't necessarily think that they do. Okay. So just keep this in your back pocket. And yes, I can show it. Okay. Because it's a real example. And somebody, if they want to, when my membership was paused, you can bring that up too. So it's fine. All right. So now let me put this, let's put this up for a second. And again, this is fair use commentary. Okay. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I can at least show you the two of them on the panel, right? Let's pull this off. Okay, so you can see that this happened. It was today, all right? And I'll give you just a little background, but I wanted to start with that, all right? So let's do this here. Let's see if we can do that. You know what? Let's just do this. How about that? Because somebody has to say it. All right. I want to give you just a quick, maybe quick overview. Okay. And why I think it's a red flag for me. Okay. And it really does have to do with what was said and the receipt that I showed you as an example. Okay. So the key highlights from their conversation. Maggie's channel was deleted without warning, she said. She reported that her channel was deleted without this usual 7 to 10 day warning from YouTube, which typically follows a copyright strike. I can talk about this. I'm very familiar with it. All right. She implied that it may have been a targeted takedown by D for Danielle. That's what I'm going to call her. As a birthday gift to herself when she made reference to the past statement about something might happen at the end of the week. Then AT2 receives what appears to be, or seems the way he describes it, as a confusing email. He describes an odd YouTube membership email that was, I'll call it, incomprehensibly worded and or failed to name a specific channel, raising the question about internal YouTube processes. Okay. So there was this claim of, I'll call it like preferential treatment. Both Maggie and AT2, they express some type of suspicion around some kind of leverage or connection with YouTube. Like there's something kind of, strange. How does she keep doing this? And how did this happen? What triggered this? And then Maggie talks about this attempted to strike her videos, Danielle's videos, but that Danielle used this AI generated image, seemingly, all right? And she shows this conversation from an Instagram, all right? So there's a discussion of copyright abuse, inconsistencies, misuse of copyright strikes, and that Daniel apparently gave her prior permission to use the content, then later filed strikes against it. Okay. You can see that from this Instagram, kind of like warning going forward. All right. Won't strike anything in the past, but going forward, you can't use the content. All right. There's this, I guess you can call it maybe like a double standard. That's what I'll call it. All right. And then there's an exchange that I guess you could say philosophically, there's a difference about strikes. So AT2 says he's, cautious and he generally avoids striking other creators. All right. And then Maggie talks about, when she has issue strikes and defends, her strikes based on real copyright violations and not provocation. Okay. So I thought I'd take about 10 plus minutes and just put it through AI without any I didn't want to put any bias into it. I just wanted to put the actual text through, the conversation and see if I was, sensing what I thought the conversation, how it went on both sides, to find out if, if if, if what I thought I was hearing was, yeah, was I being fair, critically? I just wanted to see. Okay. Now, is it scientific? I've already said it's my opinion. And have I done this before where I put someone's conversation through AI and ask questions? Yes, I have. Okay. So for some of you, it might be new. You can disagree. You can send me an email. That's up to you. You can also put what I say through AI. Yeah. I'm here for conversation. This is also Analyze This Mess. And I thought, you know what? Tonight I'm going to do something just a little bit different. Now I'm going to pause for a second. Okay? Because I'm simply taking a portion of the script. So I'm not going to go really outside of that. All right? And you can hear it. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to try to make it, as transformative as I can rather than reading all of it, which I can do that too. So I'm just going to see how it goes because one, I don't want to get a strike. Okay. But there's something inside of this conversation that I just picked up on that was a red flag to me. And again, I'm basing it off of how YouTube, what kind of notices. I've seen enough of these guys, all right, from all sides. And when I talk, I bring receipts. Cup says, I'm interested to see what it says. Yes. So let me just see who we have here. Real quick. Let's see. We've got also Sharon and Cups, Melissa. It's not me. It's not me. That's kind of interesting because I thought about it too. Says, I wonder what trick she used to take Maggie's channel. Maggie said she was fighting strikes. AT2 made that comment right at the beginning. So I'm going to take it from the point when AT2 first joined. Not everything he said, but the first, let's say 10, 12 minutes. Okay. Because that's an important part of this. All right. So let's just see if I can. Do I have it? I do. And let's speed it up a little bit. Have it at 1.5 times the speed. And so we're going to start with when he jumped on the panel on Maggie's channel and started talking about Maggie. Why is YouTube seemingly protecting, this was the title of her video, protecting Dani Robertson over Maggie, the Black Owl? Okay. So, wait a minute. Let me see if I can. There we go. So you'll hear AT2. He'll say, hey, Maggie, I wasn't trying to pretend to play dumb or anything like that. I didn't know. No. And then she says, I know, don't worry. And he comes back with, yeah, because I got something talking about a canceled membership, but it didn't say what channel. So I thought it was mine. So I'm oh shoot. They took away my monetization. Oh, what the heck. So I'm looking through my channel. I'm all okay, I think I'm fine. And then I was okay, let me search through YouTube real quick. And I was oh, Maggie's live. But this doesn't seem like her channel. So I was let me click on it. And so, yeah, that's why I was asking all these questions, but I thought you were fighting the strikes. Okay. So let's hear it from that point. I'm going to replay it. Again, I want to make this transformative. Maggie comes back and says, but Dani has something weird going on with YouTube, because then he comes back, because don't they give you 10 days? And if the person doesn't take you to court, they take it away, right? Listen. Let me put my headphones on. We're going to start with AT2 when he jumped on Maggie's channel tonight. She says, why is YouTube protecting Dani Robertson over Maggie the Black Owl? So let's see what AT2 had to say when he first came on. Of Aquarius. Hello, AT2.
Hey, Maggie, I wasn't trying to pretend to play dumb or anything like that. I really didn't know.
No, I know. Don't worry.
Yeah, because I got something talking about like canceled membership, but it didn't say what channel, so I thought it was mine. So I'm like, all like, oh shoot, they took away my monetization. What the heck? So I'm looking through my channel. I'm all like, okay, I think I'm fine. And then I was like, okay, let me search through YouTube real quick. And I was like, oh, Maggie's alive, but this doesn't seem like her channel. So I was like, let me click on it. And so yeah, that's why I was asking all these questions. But I thought you were fighting the strikes.
I was, but Danny has something weird going on with YouTube.
Because don't they give you like 10 days, and if the person doesn't take you to court, they take it away, right?
They're not supposed to take it like that, right? It's weird.
What the heck? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they did that like that. They even gave me the 7 days. But I think it was because it was supposed to be the birthday gift of Danny, because she kept on saying that at the end of the week, something is going to happen to Maggie. So yeah.
Oh, wow. So
no, I'm really serious. Like that. Danny has something weird with YouTube. I'm so fucking serious.
So like, do they give you like an email or anything saying like you're gone, like no. They gone, or they just...
No, I just woke up and my channel was gone.
Whoa. That is crazy. So you can't even access like your account or anything.
No.
So dumbfounded? Like, okay, let me tell you what AI had to say. Okay, we've only got a little bit to go. So let me just see. I'll just say this. All right. Again, this is really a larger pattern of abuse and strategic use of copyright system. Potentially to silence critics and control the narrative. That's, again, my opinion. All right. So, how AI breaks it down after I put through this email from YouTube, what I did, I showed AI the email that I showed you from YouTube versus AT2's account in the live stream with Maggie. Okay. It clearly states this is AI. The channel memberships feature on Danny Montana has been paused, meaning YouTube identifies the exact channel name. Okay. It's direct in plain English and identifies the recipient by name. I showed you. Hi, Teddy. The wording and the format follow YouTube's standard template. Right? AT2's story, red flags. This is AI. Says he claims confusion about which channel the email was about, saying it didn't list a name and wasn't clear. That doesn't align with your screenshot. YouTube always specifies the channel name. He allegedly thought his monetization had been affected. He quickly pivots away from Maggie's accusation against Danielle, never showing true concern or asking, "Are you okay?" Why would she do that? This does seem like emotional detachment or diversion. Then he fishes for details. Quote, "Did you save your videos? Do you still have the files?" It sounds less like support and more like data gathering. 4, no condemnation of Danielle despite the serious accusations Maggie is making. Let me pause for a minute. The silence is loud. No condemnation. Remember, someone wanted to hold me accountable. I'll just mention that. When is she ever held accountable? No condemnation. You'll see it if you listen to it. Maggie kept mentioning it over and over, and he just went on to something else. Didn't acknowledge it. Never condemned it. Again, I wanted to put it through to see if what I was hearing was actually valid. Now, this is Analyze This Mess. I'm sure I might get some blowback, but you can put it through too. These are receipts. It's my opinion with a YouTube receipt, AI analyzing what is common practice by YouTube. So you're not going to pull the wool over someone who has experienced eyes. Maybe there are people out there that haven't had that experience. I could say, well, maybe that did happen. Remember, I said that right up front. I said, maybe he got an email that had no name, that didn't identify Maggie's channel. And yeah, maybe he got confused. Maybe it was dumbfounded. That's why I said D for dumbfounded. Not only because of that, because I would say, now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you got an email from YouTube? It seemed confusing. You didn't know who, and somehow you mistook it that it was your channel? That's why it was a red flag for me, and I wanted to pause because it did. It raised my antenna like, come on, where's the receipt? Did you really get an email that didn't identify from YouTube? That's a fair question, in my opinion, because if you say YouTube and you talk about strikes and you start naming channels and this or that, that's fair game. Because anyone can ask me about my strikes, about channels, go right ahead. And I have every single receipt. I can back it up, even though people have claimed and accused me of making stuff up. Okay. So let me continue. Is this going the way y'all thought it was going to go tonight? D for dumbfounded. Analyze this mess because somebody has to say it. Okay, let me continue. Let's go back to AI. And then I'm going to play a little bit more. So I left off at the part where AI was saying, no condemnation of Danielle, despite the serious accusations that Maggie is making. The silence is deafening. And this is AI. Says, either he's protecting someone or doesn't want to alienate a shared connection. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And it gave some possible motives for AT2's behavior. Now, again, this is for education, criticism, analysis using, AI technology. And AI doesn't always get it right. And a person, reserves the right to their opinion. And I can't get into the mind of exactly what a person is thinking, but it's the reaction and or behavior that AI is processing. So One suggestion is that he may have been trying to appear neutral to preserve alliances on YouTube. Or he may be connected with DR directly or indirectly and is trying to gauge what Maggie knows. Again, these are possibilities. Or he could be playing both sides to remain relevant in the Black tea sector drama while keeping himself clean. Is this very interesting or what? It could be any of that. It could be none of that. I have my own opinion just based on the email that most likely would have come, and or maybe something he said it was, well, let's take a listen. But it could be any of that. What baby Juju said, Teddy got cursed out. Yeah, I got cursed out. No cursing here. At first, when I looked at it, I thought Teddy's going to get cursed out. And you know how I feel about that, right? Y'all know how I feel about that. I think I first said it to Goody, right? She can curse me from sun up to sundown. It doesn't move me. No, so go ahead and curse me out. All right. So now let's play a little bit more. Let's see. Put my headphones back on. Fair use commentary.
Nothing. Like I said, normally they would give you 7 days.
That is strange.
Yes, but it was the birthday gift of Danny.
And when the email, because the email didn't say a name, like that's why I thought it was my account who got like taken or suspended or something, right? Because let me tell you what the email said. Hold on.
He said the email didn't say a name. Do you see why the antennas went up? He said the email didn't say a name. Come on. I want to see this email. If it came from YouTube, or maybe it didn't come from YouTube. Did he say it came from YouTube? But it didn't have a name? It didn't have a name? Was it from YouTube? If it was from YouTube, it should have a name. It wasn't from YouTube? You can email me. Am I in trouble? You'll paste it. Can somebody clarify? Okay. But let me continue because I'll play it back. All right. But let's keep moving forward. Let's see. Where is it here? There we go. Let's back up just a couple seconds.
The email, because the email didn't say a name, like that's why.
One.
That is strange.
Yes, but it was the birthday gift of Danny.
And you know when the email, because the email didn't say a name. Like that's why I thought it was my account who got like taken or suspended or something, right? Because let me tell you what the email said. Hold on.
I'll keep playing it, but you can see why I would have thought it was from YouTube, okay? Because it would be about his account being suspended, all right? That's what he thought. Listen.
Because it's trippy because it doesn't even say like, you know, Maggie the Black Owl. It just said channel, blah, 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 blah. And it's all like, wait, hold on. Something doesn't make sense here.
Yeah.
Okay. It said membership pause. That's the title. It says, hi, AT2. The channel membership feature on has been paused. It says on has been paused. And it's all like on has been, that's not even English, right?
Exactly.
So it says,
So it says on has been paused. Let's take a glimpse at this again. The channel memberships featured on, and then he jumps to has been paused. On has been paused. So no name. And here clearly on my email from YouTube, there's a name, the channel name. So maybe there's two different emails. I don't know. But again, I'm listening to it, all right? Hang on. Let's put this back up.
your non-reoccurring gift membership has been paused. If memberships are resumed for this channel before your 1 month membership expires, then we'll let you know and reactivate your membership. So we didn't even say your channel name. So that's why I got like hella confused. I was like, is this for me or what?
Yeah, no, they just took my channel, giving me nothing. No, there's something strange because Danny was using my content too. Like I said, like she did private a lot of her video that she had already used my content in it, but they were missing. She missed like 3 videos. So I struck her, obviously. So what she did is she privated the video. But even if your video is privated, you can still strike the video.
Yeah, as long as you have the link. Yeah.
Exactly. You need to delete the video.
All right. So Free Bird Lee says, sounds like a phishing email to me. Melissa says he's saying verbatim what mine says too. And clearly AT2's a member of Maggie's channel, separate from his channel as a content creator. So then no identification of the channel name in the body of the email from YouTube, no identification of the channel name. Something seems amiss. Baby Juju says, when I got mine from yours and here, it had your channel names. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I've gotten enough. I've seen them enough times that it at least raised a question like, is this real? Dumbfounded? Why? Maybe there's an explanation for this. I did leave room for that. But it seems odd. It seems odd. And that's what I said at the beginning. It seems odd. Something's definitely strange, but it's a legit email. So it came from YouTube. that seems strange. Okay, let me continue playing it out.
So I think maybe she didn't know, or she knows that YouTube is in her pocket or in her ass for all I know. Okay, but whatever what happened, even though she used my content, she used my image are copyrighted. So even though that happened, YouTube is like making it so hard for me to strike her. When me, one of the things that she struck me for, first of all, she had given me the authorization. She had given me the authorization of using her content, even written. Then, in one of her videos where I was not using her content, you see where there is the clown face? That is the normally that's the icon that you have on Instagram, right?
Oh, so you covered it up, yeah.
Yo, she put that and she struck that. She said that was me using her copyrighted image, but her image is what is the name of that? It's an AI generated image.
Oh, you mean okay, like her image? It's an AI. It's not like hers or she made it. It's like AI. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So
So when the email says pause, it's until, in this case, the channel is sometimes either terminated or it can restart up. It could have been a glitch. I see Cup saying maybe it was a glitch, or maybe it's the way they struck the video. Could be. She said she didn't even get the typical 7 to 10 day. You know, if you remember, well, if your channel is monetized, if a person strikes your channel, they have a couple of different options. They can either strike it to have the videos removed right away, immediately, or they can strike it so that you're given a 7-day period. I think it is 7 days that you have the option to remove the video before the strike is actually issued to your channel. Okay. And then, yes, I did hear that part. Maggie said she didn't even get an email from YouTube that her channel was terminated. That is beyond strange. That is beyond strange. Because as you're getting strikes, each time you get a strike, they update it like you're getting emails constantly. And they're telling you, you have 1 strike, you have 2 strikes, you have 3 strikes. More strikes, your channel will be terminated. I know from experience in real time. I cannot, it's just beyond almost belief to imagine that YouTube would terminate a channel without giving you an email. That's just hard to, that's just, maybe it's a glitch, but that's hard to believe too. I don't know. Because yes, they use, let me take this down. They use, bots, and then they use real people. Yeah. So Freebird says, if they're utilizing AI to process strikes, emails, and terminations, maybe the cart came before the horse. For someone who has received more than 200 strikes, I have always received an email simultaneously as my channels are being struck. It's like in real time. When they take the video down, it's like it happens, all of it, almost like at the same time. Mhm. And again, it does depend on the type of strike, perhaps. Mhm. And if it was, first of all, it's unclear, totally unclear for me. I don't know if the channel was taken down because videos were struck or if it was that and something else. But typically it's because of a copyright strike. Typically. But YouTube can also remove remove channels for other reasons that have to do, with something like community guidelines or something that's a real violation. They can take a channel down immediately. Okay. So I don't know. It's just that I'm curious about emails coming from YouTube and they're not identifiable. I'm I'm just kind of skeptic, but I said I don't know. Okay, I said I'd want to see the kind of email. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I as far as so let's be careful what we're saying here in the chat. I don't know what the specific accusations of, okay, but we're talking about YouTube, not another platform. Yeah. So if there's a video on YouTube, if there's, you know, unless you have a receipt of it, just because somebody says something, just because somebody says someone accused them of something without a receipt, I'm going to be really skeptical about it because I've been accused of multiple things without receipts. So I would be asking an individual, especially something like that, I want a receipt. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of time. It's time out. This is something separate. It's time out for just free reign for any content creators or any persons on this platform to make accusations about someone without receipts. We need to start holding people accountable. That's content creators and others where you see things that are published. We need to see receipts because there's a lot of false narratives that are being planted. And we've been around long enough, all of us, a lot of us have, to know or should know when someone's playing in our face or someone's planting a narrative, or at least have a sense like to question it. Okay. Well, I'm not asking for you to play any recordings. Okay. But I haven't, that part I hadn't even heard about. So, but I'm just simply I'm keeping to the 10 minutes that I'm playing. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to stay focused on that. So let me finish that out. And I would be interested to know if indeed YouTube is doing something different. All right, let me play the rest of it.
Striking that is illegal because it's not a real copyright.
Mm.
But YouTube don't
Oh,
give a
so
shit,
that's
and they
not
know it's not
original.
true. Yeah, you can go check it out because it's an AI generated image. Imagine you make an AI generated image, you think it's belongs to you. It's just an AI generated image.
Yeah.
So that, like, when you look at her content and you look at her emoji, it's AI generated. It's not like she painted it.
She paints. But anyway.
Oh my God. That was an accident. Oh my God.
So now the strikes that you put on everybody else, those goes away. Those go away, right?
I have no idea. Yo, that was one of my first thoughts. I was like, yo, it was a joke. I was never gonna take Lady Letitia's channel.
See, God don't like ugly. See,
Shut the fuck up. She was dancing with a fan, saying, "Yeah, Maggie's losing her chat." She was dancing with a fan.
I did not see that, Maggie. You making that? She did not dance with no fan.
Oh my God, you didn't see it? I'm not joking.
No, I promise you, I did not see that.
No. She really did it.
Everything I seen with Lady Letitia, she was very upset.
She was not upset. She was dancing with a fan, man.
So she was doing the boots on the ground dance with the fan when.
Yo, she was dancing. Yeah, Maggie is losing her channel. Yeah, while having my content on her channel. Yeah, I struck the bitch.
See, I did not see that part. I did not see that.
She was dancing with a whole fan. Tell me if you were struck. If you were struck, and I have your video on my channel, you're struck. You're gonna lose your channel, and I'm dancing with a fan. Would you not strike my ass?
No, I would cuss you out.
You would where would you? Okay, if you can.
No, Maggie, I really don't play the striking game. I really don't do that.
Okay, d'accord. So,
all right, so there's the difference. She would strike. He says he wouldn't. He doesn't play that game. All right.
You're nicer than me. Me, I was like, okay, I'm going to teach you stuff because it's easy to remove a strike unless you lose your channel.
Because I think you guys don't realize, like, when you guys play the striking game, like, it tells you, like, if you're abusing the system, then they can take your channel. So that's why I don't do it.
But I'm not abusing the system because she was really using my shit. And like I said, my pictures are copyrighted.
So he clearly understands, she clearly understands the consequences of abusing the system of copyright or abusing copyright on this platform. So when we see people who are abusing the system, the copyright system, what's wrong with calling it out with receipts? Why do people get upset when it's called out, when it's the truth, with receipts? Because there is abuse all the way around of the copyright system. Maybe YouTube has been, kind of slow to get around to it, but there is blatant abuse that's going on.
So I'm not abusing the system. I just decide not to strike you. No, for me, my reaction to her dancing with a fan was not to cuss her out. It was to do, oh, okay, so since you think it's so beautiful for me to live that, you shall live it too. We don't react the same way.
So you try to hurt her?
I didn't try to hurt her. I tried to teach her a lesson.
We're saying the same thing, Maggie. You know what I'm saying?
Toddler, huh?
I said, we're saying the same thing. You hear what I'm saying, Maggie?
Hurt her? I'm like, if I wanted to hurt her, I would do like Danny and then not give it any type of possibility to even remove the strike. If I keep on telling, I'm going to remove them, it's not like that, blah, blah, blah.
So right there, she really did differentiate it. He said that you're doing it to hurt her. No, she said to teach her a lesson because she had the option. She could have immediately had the videos removed or give her some, time, or teach her a lesson and remove the strike. So there are some options there.
I want to have a debate with you because I don't accept that you're treating me like that. For me, that's cruel. Lady Letitia was my friend.
Oh, you consider Lady Letitia a friend?
Huh?
I said you consider her a friend.
Lady Letitia, yes, always. I never said that. Don't confuse Lady Letitia and Golden.
Okay, so Golden wasn't a friend, but Lady Letitia you did consider a friend.
Of course, I knew Lady Letitia from way back.
Oh, okay. No,
yeah,
because you know how you say like
on Sean Atwood, we were both talking about Meghan Markle.
Okay, because see, this is where it gets confusing because you know how you say like you don't care about people's feelings and you don't really give a damn. Like,
I don't say I don't care about people's feelings. I simply say that if our only relationship is us on panel, you're not my friend. I don't bestow the name of friend to everyone I talk to. Like literally, I remember like when Donat used to come a lot on my panel, people would tell me, "Oh, is that your friend?" I'm like, "Donat is not my friend." Because why are you my friend? Because we are in panel together. I can be. We are friendly.
And you made it clear the other day too, and I want to say I appreciate you not feeding into the whole, oh yeah, he was trying to steal your subscribers thing. I appreciate it. Like, no, I can't say that. You was like, no, I can't say that.
I actually, in that part, she did a really good job of clarifying that. Yeah. To say, just because someone's up on the panel, that's not my friend, not in this sense. So she did a really good job clarifying that, I thought.
So I appreciate you.
Thank you for the accent. No, I can say that. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know I can say that. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
didn't
you for.
agree, and I kept on saying that I loved you and everything, and that you're my bro. Okay, so
Yeah, I
that was
appreciate
okay.
you. Yeah, I appreciate you like just stating that. Like you didn't have to defend me, but just say, "Oh no, I don't agree with that." So yeah, I appreciated that.
I never thought you were trying to steal my subscribers. Okay, I don't even see. I'm like, I'm a baby. I just started with it. Like it's just because when you go viral and then there's a bunch of people who subscribe but they don't give a shit about you.
Right.
So that's that channel. Like my other channel, while it was smaller, it was more intimate. Like
Okay.
I actually had a bound with my subscribers that are here right now, but the other 80,000 one here, like they I just went viral and it.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I get it now.
So when I wanted to change my type of channel, I decided to start from scratch.
Okay, so you still have all the old videos then and everything? Oh no.
They removed my channel. Didn't give me 1 minute, 1 day, 24 hours. Like I was starting to remove my content and put it on other channel.
Yeah, so that's why I thought you still had the video saved, like because you were moving them and.
Exactly. So I was moving, but like I couldn't. I'm live every day. Like even you're tired of seeing me sometime.
Correct.
I have a lot of videos.
So more questions. You don't have the videos. You didn't save them, so you didn't have a chance to. Or she explains, not even a minute, not even a moment. So I wonder what he's going to do with that information. That was kind of interesting.
So yeah, no, Lydia was my friend, and then to see my friend rejoicing of my hard work when we both were working together and like trying hard. So that actually it hurt my feeling, and like Michael Jordan would say, and I took this personally. And so,
okay,
so I was like, listen, because that was the thing. I was like, listen, if what Dani did to me is warranted because I criticize her and I have her content on my channel, how is it not warranted if someone else is criticizing me and they have my content on their channel? I'm like, that reasoning is shit. Okay, they're just trying to rejoice of my pain because they're asshole.
But do you feel like what you did to them, and I'm not talking about the strikes, but the way you treated them, do you feel all of them? Do you feel bad?
I'm doing that because I'm like, I don't have the same relationship with each one of them.
I wonder, do you hold everybody accountable to the same thing, to the same standard? So does she feel bad? Do the others feel bad about what they've done? Conversely, does everybody get a fair review and hold to the same standard? Okay. I think that's what we need to do, to hold people accountable with receipts. With receipts, not just accusations. Bring receipts.
So which one first? We can do
Okay,
one.
So Lady Letitia, Golden, and then did you do it to Ralph or no?
I struck one video on his backup channel because I knew he already had strike, so I didn't want to make him have 3 strike.
Oh, so you were nice enough just to do it on the backup channel?
Because it depends on what you did to me. That's why I'm like, each relationship is different.
Imagine, oh my God. Okay.
Yes. So Lady Letitia, what did I do to her? When I choose, I believed Ada, the Ada story, and I didn't like how someone lie about this. But it only said being taken from their. Like I'm all learning. Like I met that in coma. I have had people like, maybe it's also because of my history. Like I have a big family, 32, so a lot of people just die.
So I stopped it right there. There's plenty more that I could have done. But I think this whole exercise was for me to listen carefully and say, like, no, wait a minute. What part of this is true or not true, what seems to be like red flags. And I know with YouTube, it's at least questionable. Maybe, maybe they're doing something different. I don't know. I don't know. But my experience has been if YouTube sends an email, it's always identifiable. It always has the channel information, the channel name. Okay, when it comes to memberships, when it comes to strikes, they always, I can just say always in my case, if your channel is ever taken down or struck, uh, temporarily disabled, YouTube is going to notify you in real time. In real time. And I can say my experience tells me that because the first time that my channel was being struck, I was receiving emails simultaneously. And it was then that I acted quickly because I looked at Run Tell That Too. I had that channel up and received an email, and I could see that they had struck one and number two was on its way. And that's when I, shut Run Tell That Too down. So YouTube, maybe they've changed. I don't think so. If she didn't get any kind of notice, that's hard to believe. Maybe she didn't, but that's hard to believe. Okay. If AT2 got an email about someone's membership and it doesn't talk about the membership account and it didn't name it and it seems confusing, I don't know about that either. I would check with YouTube. Okay. But overall, I can learn something. I can learn to listen closely. I definitely have my antennas up when it comes to um, channel takedowns and strikes and anything. And I think there's a lot of abuse that goes on when it comes to the copyright. Okay. So it's 12:10. Um, before I read any emails, let me just look at the chat, or I can do it simultaneously. Let's see. I'm good there. Now, let me come out. I'm going to ask again that here in the Bear Cave, in the chat, you can give a difference of opinion. I simply ask that you be respectful. If you're not, then you'll get timed out. Or if it's, something that's a serious violation, you get blocked. Okay? So let me just look. Before. I know you guys didn't expect that, did you? I did the best that I could given the information that I shared with you. And again, that was fair use commentary. And I think it was transformative as well. Oh, let's see. Again, unless you are the person who actually filed the strike, and or less you have access to that, then you don't know. Okay. You would just be guessing. You would just be guessing. Mhm. I could say a whole lot on that, but I won't. I'm silently reading some of these before I. Hang on for a second. I guess I could put on some background music. Turn this down. Hang on real quick. This one. You're interested to see what it says. That would be which one? I'm going all the way back up. Sorry, couldn't. Are you talking about the email, or are you talking about the strike? I didn't listen to all the video. Maybe she said more. Fair use commentary. You know what? I didn't know that she had other channels. So that was something new for me. I didn't know that she had other channels. Yeah. But I learned today that she did. Is that? Oh, that's OG Wu Chow. I didn't know who that was. Okay. Yeah, she talked about it on her platform. Like I would talk about, my strikes too. And yes, you can email me. Sharon says he's ridiculous here. Let's see. That's still kind of unusual, because people would have multiple, sometimes people have memberships to multiple accounts, multiple channels. So why one wouldn't be identified, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way they're doing it now. So I just, I just thought it was curious. I thought it was odd. That was my word. I thought it was odd and kind of dumbfounding um, to learn that. hmm Why would YouTube, do that? But I don't know. Can you we'll just delete that one comment. It seemed like everything else was similar, except it didn't identify. That's all. I have memberships, other channels, and I know those that have been paused. I showed that one. I think we're good though. Let's see. Yeah, it seems strange, but maybe it's legit. Yeah, from YouTube. Yeah, it could be. It could very well be. The other comment, again, that's kind of hard to believe, but maybe YouTube is no longer notifying, but that's just hard to be imagine. Yeah, yeah. Switched up a standard letter. That could be it too. I don't know. If it's legitimate, it's legitimate. And just like AI said, 3 or 4 reasons, maybe more. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting enough to give commentary on it. Yeah. Anything else before I say goodnight? And it's the weekend. Yeah, so it's 12:20. I'm sure there might be some conversation about it, or maybe none at all. AI breakdown. Yeah. AI is definitely more and more and more a part of how we do, or we'll be doing things in the future. All of us. Yeah. What is this? AI said, I ain't got time for that. All of that. That's, yeah. AI, AI, AI is, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, chat. Thank you, all of you who joined me tonight. You can leave your comments and you can email me and join me sometime over the weekend. But that's it for me. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears. Please hit the like on your way out. And yeah, I hope you have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.